Welcome to this kind of special video where if you saw my recent community post, you'll know that it's just a normal video, but the situation around me making this video is what makes it kind of special to me. So, a little explanation as to what that means. A few months ago, I made a video where for like a brief 20 seconds of the full video, I did a trigger that I thought was going to be cool, so I tried it out, and it was just for that one little segment of the video. And apparently, that 20 seconds inspired another creator to make a full length video out of that trigger and kind of expand upon it a bit. And so, thank you to Gamuchi, I'm hoping I'm saying your name correctly, for shouting me out in the description of this video here. That's the comments. There we go, right there. Thank you for shouting me out in the description of this video. So, I figured I would kind of see what I could do with the trigger, make a full video myself out of it. So basically, a little explanation for those who haven't seen the video that I made 3 months ago or Gamuchi's video. A little explanation. I will have a mug here, my Nerds Rule mug, with a bunch of different colored markers. And I have a bunch of objects around me that you can't see yet, but you will in a minute. But basically, a little explanation is I will be taking one of the objects and some of the markers, and I'll be saying something like which colored marker matches more closely to the color of what I'm showing you. So for example, I might be like, look at my jacket here, and which marker matches more closely to my jacket, marker 1 or marker 2. Marker 1 or marker 2. 1 or 2. Basically, that's what I'll be doing. And like we can do like my shirt, it's a slightly different color, so which one matches more closely to my shirt? 1 or 2. 1 or 2. So yeah, basically like that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the first object. So I may not have, actually let's skip that one for now, let's do this one instead. In her video, she had a Rubik's Cube, and in a few of my videos, I've used my Rubik's Cube as well, but mine is a bit different of a Rubik's Cube. This is the Void Rubik's Cube. This one is much harder to solve, in my opinion, than a normal Rubik's Cube. This took me forever to actually get solved, and I refuse to mess it up again, so it will forever stay solved. So, which color or which marker more closely matches this color here? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. Which color more closely matches this one here? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. Let's see, which one should I do next? Let's do this one. Which color more closely matches this one here? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. And this one here, which one matches more closely? 1 or 2? Good. Let's see. Let's do this one next. Ooh. Here we go. Which color matches more closely? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. And lastly, which one matches more closely to this? 1 or 2? Good, 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 good. So that is my void Rubik's Cube. Now, in her video, she had a little toothless figure from How to Train Your Dragon. I do not have a toothless figure, but I do have a little Wally. So let's go ahead and use Wally next. Which one more closely matches the main body of Wally? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. Now, which one matches that little circle there? I don't know if it's going to focus, but that little circle there, not the letter inside the circle, but the circle itself. Which one matches that more closely? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. Now, which one matches the top of his head more closely? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. What about the treads? Which one matches the treads more closely? Let's get the arm out. There we go. Let's get the arm out of the way. 1 or 2? 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 Good. So that was Wally. Up next, this is going to be an interesting object. This is my wallet. So which color matches my wallet? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. Up next is another figure that I have, although this is more of a statue than a figure. This is Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora. Pretty decent sized statue. Not sure how tall it actually is though. I don't remember the exact size of it, but it's pretty big. So let's see, what color should we go with first? Let's do this. Let's go with his hair. Which color matches his hair more closely? 1 or 2. 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 Good. Let's go with the guard around the hilt of the keyblade here. Which one matches the guard around the hilt more closely? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. Now we're going to move on to, let's do the back of his coat right here. Which one matches that more closely? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. What about like the trim around the coat and the sleeves and all that? Which one matches that more closely? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. This one has a lot of colors on it, so I probably won't do them all. So let's end it with the base of the statue here, the big crown. Which one matches the base more closely? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. So that is my Sora from Kingdom Hearts 2 figure. Up next will be my Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3 Funko Pop. Not going to do too much on this one since I just did the other Sora figure. But I'll do... let's do the Ultimate Blade. Which one matches that part right there the most? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. And that is my Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3. The last object for this video is a book, because it has quite a few bright colors on it, so I figured it would be good for this. Plus, the book makes good sounds. Which color more closely matches the background of this cover? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. By the way, I have not read this book yet, so no spoilers in the comments, please. I plan on reading it at some point once I finish the other books I'm reading first. So yeah, no spoilers, please. Which color matches the top of the head here? So not down here, but up here, because it's a slightly different color. 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. Now, which one matches down here? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Good. And lastly, let's do over here, the top part of her hair, not the ends, but the top part. Which one matches that more closely? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Alright, good. Well, I hope you enjoyed. That's going to be the end of this video, as it's already pretty long and I have to edit on my iPad, so that's going to be fun to do that for this long of a video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and this trigger, and I'm glad, Gamuchi, if you're watching, that I could inspire you to make a full video out of that quick, like 20-second moments of a full video from me. So yeah, thank you again for the shout out, and I will see you all in the next video. Good night.